Going on, everybody? I'm not going to be able to be long today because I'm actually in transit. But real quick, you guys see the title, "Working with Black People." I'm going to address a couple of things briefly, you know, but I want to start with this thought here. For anybody, especially our people, Black people, for any of us that want to work with Black people and want to help Black people, it is only possible if you truly and really understand your people, which isn't always the case. A lot of times we get very critical of one another, and a lot of the criticism stem from not truly understanding each other and the system that we're in. There was a conversation earlier today that really inspired me to make this video about racism than actually, taking care of business. And the example made was that there is no white man that is forcing Black people to buy Jordans rather than invest in Bitcoin or real estate or something like that, stocks and bonds. And while that person had an interesting point, I actually had to respond and let them know that, as a matter of fact, what racism has really done to Black people is it has beat our race down to the point where many of us would rather get those Jordans than invest. And that's not a slight against Black people. That's not because something's wrong with us or anything like that. It's just the nature of the system that we're in. This is a system that has beat our people down. Black people who have made it, who are millionaires or billionaires today, are very few and far between. In fact, we can still count the number of Black billionaires, I believe, on two hands. So somebody feel free to correct me. Do we have more than 10 Black billionaires? Right? So this isn't the norm for us. We aren't coming from Bel Air and Beverly Hills where we've had money for our whole life, and now we don't really need those Jordans because we've already experienced wealth. We've already tasted it. We've had success. That's not our story for most of us. For many of us, those Jordans significantly can change how you are received within our social structure. So again, who did that to us? Why is it that we're in that position to where when me and other Black business people are talking to our own people about investing, a lot of our own people are like, I don't know about that. And look, I got into it with a guy. Last name was Rawlings. He used to be in Wake Up Now when I was in Wake Up Now, and I started to notice these things. He was really going hard on Black people, specifically because a lot of his friends and family who were Black weren't ready to jump on board with his mission. They weren't ready to do with what he wanted them to do. So he started bashing them. Oh, Black people ain't this, Black people ain't that. Me and him got into it because I'm like, look, bro, you really can't help your people if you're gonna sit up here and criticize your people without understanding the source. And unfortunately, a lot of Black people are afraid to do that. Brother Ben X, for example, just lost his YouTube channel. Willie D lost his YouTube channel because he was willing to talk about, they were willing to talk about the system of white supremacy and what that really truly means for Black people. Tariq lost his channel. There have been several Black people who have been outspoken, and oftentimes it results in the loss of your channel, so Black people don't do it. And this is another common example of how they beat us down, how they've done so many things to us. They've paralyzed us, y'all. They really have a lot of Black people who don't even want to chase wealth because they're afraid of what might come with it. They are afraid that if they get too successful, some white person's going to set them up and take it from them. Or worse, one of their own are going to take it from them. There's so many ideas that have been beat into our culture. So in order for any of us to truly work with black people and help black people and help our people rise up out of these conditions, we have to understand the conditions. We have to understand the conditioners. That's the only way. Otherwise, how effective can you truly be? You might want to help black people and have your heart in it, to a degree. But if you don't have no understanding of where we're coming from, it may really easily push you away or cause you to give up and say, I'm not helping them black people with nothing because look how they did me over here. Look how they did me over here. Look how this went or that went. Without the understanding, the context that, you know what, they probably treated me that way because of their bad experiences, because of some of the things that they've been through, some of the things that we've been through collectively. See, then you have an understanding that limits your frustration. So let me close this thing out. That's why I built the black folder. That's why when you go to onemlmsystem.com/black/folder, you receive tons of information about our story. See, if you're in network marketing or MLM, don't think that just because you like your business or you're excited about your business and all your friends and family are going to come along with you. We have been conditioned not to work together. We have been conditioned to compete against each other. We have been conditioned to value white-owned companies over black-owned companies, and we do that, especially in MLM. But don't get mad at your people. It's not their fault. They didn't do this to themselves. Thank you for watching.